Hi everyone, and thank you for joining. Today we will be going over jskacupuncture.com. It is a acupuncture site and it's a local site, which is what I specialize in. I'm actually Amanda Jordan, the director of local search at Locomotive Agency. We are a technical SEO agency that typically works with enterprise level clients across the world. And today we're just going to look at JSK Acupuncture, see what we can find that are issues on the site, see what we can recommend for updates, and look at a competitor as well. So right now we're looking at the jskacupuncture.com website. One of the first things I like to do is just kind of click around and see what the experience is like. The more websites you review and look at, the more these things kind of just stick out to you, right? So one of the things I see immediately is that there's not a ton of content on the homepage. I don't see a phone number at the top. I don't see a phone number at the bottom. There's no address here, which is extremely important since we know this is a local business, right? Because they do acupuncture, so they're doing acupuncture in a specific city or service area. Let's look at our meta information. This looks like acupuncture can bring out well-being. That's very generic. It doesn't really tell us what their service is that well. It doesn't include a lot of keywords. It doesn't mention the city or state. That's just some things to note. Let's see what our H1 tag is. Experience how acupuncture can bring about well-being. That looks like it's very similar to the page title. So one of those we need to change to be more specific to what searchers are going to be looking for and to our city. So we want to there's some changes I can see already. And in addition to the phone number and the address not just being on the homepage at all, I do see that there's some call to actions here and some things you can click on. Book now, it seems to be very prevalent. It does take you to a consultation page where you can put in your information. It does look like they have a location and address. This information should be just more easily available. People shouldn't have to click through to find that. Here's another book online option here. Let's see. And it looks like they actually have 2 locations, but this contact page only lists one, and both of those definitely should be listed here. Even if one is by appointment only, it should just say by appointment only underneath it, and then we can have both of these addresses on the website. Insurance forms. I'm also seeing that there is not a lot of content on this website at all. We don't know the answers to some things like what kind of acupuncture do they do? Are there different kinds of acupuncture available there? How does acupuncture help people? What are the benefits of acupuncture? Who could benefit from acupuncture? Like people with which conditions? Why should they trust JSK Acupuncture over their competitors? And speaking of competitors, we're going to take a look at a couple of them. Right here for competitors, we have Enova Center, we have East Village Acupuncture, and WTHN. Semrush is great for getting more information about these competitors. So what we're going to do is do a keyword gap and put our information in and our competitors. We're just going to copy and paste these domains in here. Got one more. And then we're gonna click this. Semrush is great for this because it gives you an idea of how many of the keywords overlap, which ones have the most keywords and which have the least. As you can see, we have the least right now. We have 12 keywords. And we have competitors with 13,683. Now this competitor with 13,000, a lot of SEOs would immediately say, oh, let's look at what they're doing. They are like really killing it, but they're likely have a variety of services that we don't have. We know that our business only does acupuncture. This place must do other services to have such a broad range of keywords. I would assume WTHN also does a lot of other things as well. And we can double check that with our keywords. Let's see, all keywords. We only have 4 shared keywords with these other competitors, which is mostly because of issues with our site, but we can see what these competitors rank for, and that'll give us an idea of, are they like a true competitor for us? Should we be looking at them? Should we be looking at someone else instead? Let's just filter out our position, top 20. Okay, let's see. WTHN has acupuncture in New York, so they're running for ranking for a lot of acupuncture related keywords. Let's see. Yeah, so I would think that I would personally look at the competitors like East Village Acupuncture and WTHN.com. And then we can go back and look at their websites to see what they're doing. And we're not going to look at Unova right now because it looks like they do have a lot of other services. They have some wellness, some bodywork services, some things for infertility and reproductive health. So let's going to exit out of that one. Now let's see what East Village does. East Village does do a lot of acupuncture, and they have them all labeled out here, different types of acupuncture that they provide. That's really interesting because our site, we don't have a services page at all. So we just say that we perform acupuncture, like acufacial, okay, and cupping and Chinese herbal medicine. So we have these things listed here, but we don't have any pages or content that focuses on these. We even are linking to another article about the benefits of acupuncture for pain relief, but we don't have a page on our site dedicated to acupuncture for pain relief. And I imagine that's going to be one of the keywords that show up on our list. And things like cupping will show up on our list too. In fact, I've already kind of spotted that a couple of times in this Semrush gap analysis. So those are things just to be aware of. Let's see what other things. Their competitors seem to organize their navigation a bit better and have a lot more information here. It's a lot more user friendly. So you can see a lot more information about like what is the experience, pricing, our healers, what is acupuncture, FAQs, top conditions, acupuncture treats, which is interesting. And this content isn't huge, right? Like there's some content about like a little brief blurb with the pricing information for each type. These are just images. There's nothing to click through. They have a little bio for each of the employees, and they have a review here. None of these are clickable. These are just book now options with images. And join the membership, book now. Yeah, this is not a very content heavy page. Let's look at their what is acupuncture page. Yeah, also not. Okay, was that the one I clicked on, or is everything on this one page? Yeah, everything is on this one page. Okay. So that means there's just not a lot of content here, right? And they're outranking us with very little content. I think this FAQ page is cool. That would definitely be a recommendation I made to the client. But they don't have a lot of content here. Their website is not very complicated. They do have lots of photos. They do have to seem to be active on social media. They do have their address and phone numbers right on the bottom of the page. Like I said, a more thorough navigation that shows a lot more information. Our competitor here also has a more thorough navigation. Let's take a look at some of these content pages. Yeah. Trigger point acupuncture. They have a lot of information here specifically about that and what it treats. What is a trigger point? What does the therapy do? What is motor point therapy? So these are all things that I would point out to the client. I would grab screenshots from their competitors who are outranking them extremely well and say, these are the things that we found that they're doing that we're not doing. And then, of course, you can run their content through an optimization tool and find those specific elements of their content where they're outperforming us. And as you can see, yeah, the WTHN, and East Village are doing great for acupuncture in New York City. And that's exactly what we run a rank for, and we don't have any rankings for those keywords currently. And the main differences that we see from a content perspective is that they have a lot more content, that they mention acupuncture way more often in their content than we do. They have a more full menu with multiple options in it. Let's see what their page titles. Trigger Point Acupuncture East Village. Yes, they're doing a lot better with their page titles. This is Trigger Point Acupuncture, I imagine, is a keyword for them. New York City, the city it's in, pain relief, acupuncture together in the page title. Those are all great things. Trigger Point Acupuncture Services for New Yorkers, perfect. What their competitors are doing are really the things I would typically recommend for a business like this. When your competitors don't have a ton of content on their service pages, you don't really need to have it either. You just need to have good quality content that answers questions for the people who will visit your site when you're looking for your services. It doesn't have to be extremely complicated. Just adding some well-researched topics and content to your site should serve your customers really well. Also shows that you're an expert on your services. We did see that on the WTHN.com site. I saw a testimonial somewhere. They have them on multiple pages. This is a good trust signal, showing customers that they can trust you, that other people enjoy your services, and then also getting your reviews and putting them on your site as well will be extremely beneficial, because that builds trust. It builds unique content for your site all in one, and all you had to do was ask for a review or use reviews you already have from customers. I'm just curious what these blogs look like now. Yeah, their competitors are doing blogs. They're not very complicated or long. It looks like they're putting up YouTube channels too. They have their own YouTube channel, it appears. If the client wants to do that, that's fine, but I don't think it's necessary to improve their rankings. I think these blogs are a great idea. Having these blogs and have them linked to the related acupuncture page on the site would be great. Let's see if they do that any on their site. No, I don't see any links. And we can double check using that same tool as from before. Let's see. This is just the main navigation. Okay, they may have some in here somewhere, but they're blending in. But internal linking is a great way, from blogs to your service pages is a great way to build some relationships between the pages on your website. I would definitely recommend that they did that, especially when it looks like this competitor is not doing that. This blog is a 3-minute read. It's not very long. It would be pretty easy to research some frequently asked questions or questions about acupuncture that have a lot of search volume, and create a blog calendar around those topics specifically. It would also be a great idea to look at what type of services pages our competitors have: Trigger Point Acupuncture, Facial Acupuncture, Electro, Remote, and then do something like this where we look at these keywords related to acupuncture. We can filter for acupuncture and see if we have specific types of keywords related to acupuncture that show up. Let's see. Chinese acupuncture, right? That's a good one. Acupuncture for pain would be a good one. Acupuncture for fertility, anything that applies to their business. And right now I'm filtering for the top 20 results. I imagine if I filter for the top 50, we're going to get a lot more here. And we can also look at Untapped. Let's see. Yeah, acupuncture after surgery, acupuncture in aging, acupuncture in carpal tunnel. So like what I would do, or what I would recommend after doing more research and making sure that I have enough data to support this, is to create a general acupuncture for pain page, and then write blog posts about things like acupuncture for carpal tunnel and then link that blog post back to the main service page about acupuncture for pain. And that just builds relationships for between those pages. Acupuncture for endometriosis. So there's like a ton of opportunities here where it would be a great idea just to build content around these topics. At our agency, we do a lot of content categorization to determine what are the themes and intent of the content that searchers are looking for, and building our content strategies and calendars around that. So determining which keywords are more related to people trying to find you. So which keywords have terms like near me or NYC or New York or things like that in them. Which keywords are related to research. So where are people just trying to learn more information? Which keywords are related to people who are ready to commit and book an appointment. And then finding ways to create content that goes with those specific intents for users and making them work together. So this is what I would do from a content perspective. I would review the site, get information about the page titles, H1 tags, the general content that's being used in the site. I would provide this client with the word count their competitors have on their service pages compared to their site, which has no service pages. I would show them this keyword list and where their competitors are outranking them and have better positions, and show how that content is related to that. And then I would talk about internal linking and how we could build relationships between the pages. So this has been my audit. If you have any questions, you can also find me on Twitter at Amanda T. Jordan. This was very fun to do. I love auditing sites. It's one of my most favorite things to do for local SEO. And I hope it was informative and helpful. Have a good day.